Hi everyone! In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can extract subpages from a list, such as this one, using the page details extractor from our tool Ultimate Web Scraper. Then I will show you how you can schedule this to let it run reoccurringly, and how you can integrate it through webhooks and Google Sheets. So let's get started. But first, let's see some examples of how you can actually use the page details extractor. So here you have a typical catalog list that consists of many items that all have their individual subpage. These subpages often consist of a little bit more information than you see in the list, which makes them valuable to scrape. So let's see what those subpages would look like on different websites. Here you have a similar list with a watch catalog, and those are still product subpages, so they look quite similar with price, images, and depending on what type of website you have, perhaps size or reviews or other data. There's many other types of websites that also include subpages such as Redfin here. Here you can see the list of properties that they have available, and then when you click on the individual places, they have more information about each house. So last, here you have Google Maps, and when you click on one of the listings, it includes more information than you could find in the list, so that is a page detail subpage for Google Maps. So now let's try a real-world example with how you can use the page details extractor. I will use the Nike list. So the first thing you'll be asked is to select URLs, and there are 3 different ways to provide the URLs for this extraction. The first is uploading your own CSV. A little side note is that it's important that they are all URLs from the same list. So they can be URLs from the same category. So when I go to Nike, for example, I click men, then shoes. Those classify as a list that I can provide here. I can also use the data source from the Chrome extension. Here I have used list extraction first to run an extraction on this list, and it automatically collects the product URLs that I can now use for the page details extraction. Or, and this one is the one I'm going to use today, the cloud data source. And here I use the URLs that I've collected with a scheduled run in the cloud. So let's see what that looks like. So as you can see, this is the cloud platform, and here you can see the one extraction that I ran in the previous video, which was a list extraction of the Nike men's shoes. This extraction has collected a bunch of product URLs of each individual shoe, and that is the one we're going to use right now for the page details extraction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Cloud Data Source, and then as you can see, I can choose from the previous runs I did in the cloud. I'm going to choose the one I ran in the previous video. I'm going to click that here. So normally the tool already chooses the right URL for you, but make sure to check it's the actual product subpage URL and not an image URL or something like that. So let's select these, and then the tool will navigate you to the product page where you can select the elements that you want to extract from this page. There are 2 different options when it comes to selecting what data points you want to extract from this page. One, you can select each data point one by one, and this works really nicely when you know exactly which data points you want, such as title, price, and maybe one image. And you are certain that these are the same on every subpage that you provided the tool. So if the title will be there for all the items, the price will be there for all the items, and the image will be there for all the items. Now, subpages often also include dynamic data. On this page, that is, for example, the sizes, which will differ per page. So this shoe might have 18 different sizes, and the next one will have only 2. If I want to make sure that all the dynamic data is included in my extraction, instead of picking each element individually, I select the entire data container so that it includes all the dynamic data that will differ between pages. Now, this might pick up some data that you don't need, but when you have the data sheet, that's where you can edit all that data out and make sure that it's a clean data sheet that you can use. So because I want all the data from this page, I'm going to select the entire container and finish my selection. To run this extraction in the cloud, I will of course click the cloud button, and then that will bring us to the cloud settings, which I will now walk through with you. First, of course, you can choose how often you want to run this extraction in the cloud. You can, for example, choose every hour, every day, or maybe every week, depending on what your need is and how often this website might change. Then let's look at the page unblocker. The page unblocker helps you click away pop-ups and banners and solve CAPTCHAs. So some websites will have a cookie banner that pops up or a CAPTCHA that it wants you to solve to show you that you are in fact a human and not a web scraping tool. So to do this, we use a smart AI system that takes care of this in the background. So depending on what type of pop-ups, banners, or CAPTCHAs this website has, you can configure those here to make sure that it will run smoothly. Then, of course, integrations. Here you can configure if you want to integrate it through webhooks, Google Sheets. And I want to say a little side note, if you have any type of integration that we don't have yet and want to see, let us know. Same as with the page unblocker, if you find any type of cookie, banners, or CAPTCHAs that are currently not supported, let us know, because then we can add those for the future. Another important thing to mention is the browser location. This decides what country you access the browser from. So you can put this on random if you don't mind which country that is. But if you want to see a catalog from a specific country, for example the US, or see the specific price they have in the UAE, depending on the data you want to scrape, this is where you can change that. So let's put the country for US right now, and then we move on to authentication and cookies. This is actually very simple, and it simply means that if a website requires login, this is where you can capture your login session so that when you schedule this run in the cloud, it can clone your login session to make sure it can scrape behind the login wall. Now let's schedule this for every hour and let's run it in the cloud. So here you can see that it's running. We added live updates so that you can see exactly what's happening and if you need to configure something. It will make screenshots, show you the progress, the actions that it takes, and may there be an error, it will show you exactly what you need to do to make sure that the next run will go smoothly. If there is anything you need to configure, you can also do that here. It has the same settings as in the Chrome extension. So if you already have created your scraping recipe and you want to change something quickly, this is where you can do it. So let's change the country, for example, from the US to Italy and save the changes, and then that's that. Now let's look at our data. So as you can see, it grabbed all the dynamic data, all the stable data, and the images in this data sheet. And the scraping task was really successful. We also use smart AI labeling, so it will automatically pick up on the column names for you. And from here you can either download the images individually or in bulk, and you can export it to any file that you need, or of course you can integrate it through one of the integrations. So that's it for now. If you have any questions, please let us know, and if not, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!